Okay, there's just one final touch-up thing we need to do here to the website, and then we're going to validate the code to make sure there's no errors in our coding. Now, one of the issues, and you actually can't see it in the screen recording, is that this background image, this little wisp that we put back here, is centered now, but on your screen, if you're on a larger resolution screen, then this background image right now is set to the top left. So we need to fix that to make sure that it's always in the center, which is where our site resides. So if we jump back in here to our CSS sheet, we can simply fix this by going up to the body declaration tag. I'll zoom in here a little bit. And we're just going to add another rule, which is background dash position. And we'll set this to center top. And then save and refresh that. And it doesn't make any change here, but if I was to resize this window, so I'm going to go out of here to full screen mode and I'll show you. If I resize this window, you can see that that background image is still in the center there, where I'm going to delete that change I made right now and save and refresh. And you can see before it was over here to the left side. So we do want to enter that in to make sure that that little wisp is always in the center of our page, regardless of the size of the browser window. Okay, now let's go ahead and validate our code. We want to make sure that our CSS and our HTML are completely valid and all of our syntax is correct with no problems. We want to make sure we're not missing any closing tags. So what we can do is we can highlight all of this code. Some of the IDEs have validators built into them. This particular program I am running, TextMate, does have a little validator built in, but I'll show you how to use the one on the web. So we can just copy all the code, Control C, and jump over to our web browser. And the website you want to head to is validator.w3.org. And you can just Google for this or just type in the URL up here in the type or the address bar. And there's 3 different types. You can upload a file, you can validate by a web address, or this third tab over here is the one we're going to use. It's by direct input. And we simply paste all of our HTML code inside of here. You can see it pasted all that code and just hit check. And then what this will do is it's going to use our current doc type, what we have set up, which is HTML5 doc type. And it's going to check all of the HTML to see if there's any errors or warnings or things that it discovered that were particularly wrong. So it says I have 2 errors and 2 warnings. If we scroll down, it will show us exactly what those are. Okay, so let's come down here and take a look and see what this says. So here's our errors. So the first error, it says bad value for attribute source on element image must be non-empty. So that's that example earlier, and it shows you exactly what line. It says it's on line 77. So if I come over to line 77 in my code and see where that's at, this is this empty image source that we had set up before, because this would be like the avatar, remember, for our testimonial. So we're aware of that one. Obviously we need to fix that, but that's what that error told us. So again, that's handy. It says, wait a minute, you have an image tag, but you actually you're not linking to a file. And the second error we have here, it says the image tag must have an alt attribute. And so if we go look at this image tag again, it's the same one, it doesn't have an alt. So we could say alt equals blah. We'll just say blah for now and save and refresh that. Now if I was to revalidate this, this second error should go away. So I'm going to copy all the code again. You have to come up here and repaste it all, and then select the revalidate button down here. And this time it should give me 1 error because I fixed one, so that's correct. So we come down here, I only have 1 error this time, and it's still, I'm missing this tag. So if I just delete that tag altogether to make that error go away, so I'll delete that and copy all this code again and come back here and repaste and refresh. So I'll repaste that, revalidate this document to show you what it should look like if you're correct. So as soon as this bar turns green, that means that you have no errors in your HTML document, your code is correct, and that's a good sign. So I just have a couple of warnings, and these warnings really don't mean anything at all. So they're just fine. So this document is now perfectly valid HTML5 syntax. If you do get certain warnings, if you use plugins and JavaScript libraries, or you're bringing in third-party libraries, a lot of times you'll get several warnings and errors, and they're related to the JavaScript code. So it could be that your page is semantically correct and you're using correct HTML, but some JavaScript that you're bringing in or some jQuery plugin is not validating correctly. And you can usually ignore those errors. Everything will still work fine. But this is an excellent way to kind of check and make sure your document is following the correct structure. And if you have any errors, if you're missing closing tags or attributes like I showed you before, it'll mention them down here in the errors section.